thank you, StreamYard, for letting me know the mics were muted.
I was about to, I mean, I could say you need to unmute us, but it wouldn't matter. We were muted.
I wouldn't have heard you. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Desk Live here on YouTube. Ultra excited, super excited for tonight's show. We are breaking into the wrestling world. This has been something that I have been wanting to do for years, and I'm very excited, man, that we are here. Before we get started, man, I want to introduce, man, my guy. He's going to be a contributor to everything wrestling here on the Sports Desk Live, man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my guy, Mr. Ross Carlos, to the Sports Desk Live. Yeet. So welcome, Ross, to the Sports Desk Live. Appreciate you taking the time out to contribute to the monster that is professional wrestling, for sure.
The pleasure is all mine. I've been wanting to do this. I actually created a channel to do this, and I just haven't done it.
Right,
man. So, yeah, I've been wanting to do some wrestling talk too. So I'm super excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We got some love here on the chat, man. Thank you for everybody who's taking the time out to listen to us tonight. We are going to be talking WWE Crown Jewel 2023 premium live event put on by the WWE on Peacock Saturday. That is tomorrow if you're watching this in real time. If you're watching on the replay, it probably already happened. All right, so check it out. Peacock, 2:00 live. This is a very good card, man, and we're getting ready to break down every match. We're going to give our thoughts, our opinions, and we'll just kind of see where the show takes us. Well, Ross, man, we got all genre Bob's in here. He's been itching, man.
Yes, he has.
Shout out to him and say, yeah, but this is going to be epic. Salute Dedrick, Ross, and chat.
Hell yeah.
And, he got an hourglass here. I wonder if he's a carrying cross guy with the hourglass.
Oh, God, I hope not. What a terrible gimmick.
All right, man. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get to the line. So, Ross, before we get to it, man, people might want to know how huge of wrestling fans are me and you. I'll let you get started.
I'm a lifer.
Yeah.
I've been a big time fan through the years of when it was supposed to be embarrassing to be a wrestling fan. You're too old for that. The 2000s, after the Attitude Era, when when the business stopped peaking and we moved into the Ruthless Aggression era and then into the PG era. Yeah. I never missed a beat. I never got away from it, man. Since the late 80s, since I was single digit, 4 or 5 years old, watching Saturday morning wrestling. Watching Savage and Ultimate Warrior and all of them way back when, during their heyday in WWE.
What's the moment that you remember? What is the actual moment that you can remember? Hey, I am a wrestling fan.
It was watching Randy Savage on WWF Saturday night's main event, Kelly Drive in Houma, Louisiana. I was 4 years old watching that match. That's why I brought them up specifically. Right. And it was the replay the next morning on Sunday.
Right.
That I watched it.
Yeah, man.
That was the moment. That's when that's the match that hooked me.
Okay.
My dad was randomly just watching it. He was never really all that big of a wrestling fan. He'd come and go through the years.
Okay.
But he always liked to make fun of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson with the, like Ric Flair, the 14th time he would like just count them all ridiculous because of how they were all with their hand signals with the 4 horsemen and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, same thing. My dad, big time wrestling fan, and we were in the military. So I'm from a military family, and we were out in Oakland, California, and WrestleMania 6. I have on the sweatshirt. WrestleMania 6, Warrior, Hogan, title for title, or just for Hogan's title.
Silver Dome, brother.
Silver Dome, Toronto Sky Dome. And I just remember seeing the Warrior with this paint on his chest. And I'm like, who is this dude? And I already knew who Hogan was. And my dad ordered the pay-per-view. And I sat there. Because back then, WrestleMania was for 10 hours.
Yeah. It's a real show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Showcase
man.
the Immortals.
Yeah. And I watched the whole thing. And I remember watching WrestleMania 4 when Savage won the tournament. And 5 when him and Hogan, the Mega Powers explode. I remember those. But WrestleMania 6 is embedded in my mind. So that's the earliest memory of me being an official wrestling fan. So big time lifer here, just like Ross, for sure. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and cruise into Crown Jewel. Ross, how hyped, how excited are you? Even hyped or even excited for Crown Jewel?
So I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
I'm here for some of the matches in particular I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking for a surprise heavy card. I'm not saying there won't be a surprise, but it's mainly to continue storylines leading into Survivor Series, because I think that's the real thing to look forward to. This is kind of a prelude to set the stage for kind of the height of certain storylines that are going to peak at Survivor Series. That's kind of how I'm looking. This is kind of like a stepping stone for the storylines, as it should be. But that's kind of like this is a milestone portion to a certain set of them. Like when we get into Rhea's match, for example, like there's a reason she's in a fatal 5-way and not a one-on-one match, because there's a build here for a big opponent.
Yep.
You know, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's not necessarily like, oh my God, this card is so exciting. There's some good matches on the card, and I'm always up for a good premium live event. WWE's been on fire for a while now since Triple H took over. It's been the best it's been in forever.
Yeah, for sure.
So the excitement's always there. It's just some I'm more excited for than others. I would say out of a 10, I'm like a 7 on this one.
I'm hella excited. I'm hella excited. To me, this is probably one of the best cards that they've had for a Crown Jewel pay-per-view, honestly. I know, as they were coming along about 2-3 years ago, maybe even longer now since Crown Jewel's been going, you've had your matches here and there, but you just didn't feel anything. At least to me, I didn't feel anything going into Crown Jewel. I feel a little something going into this one. It's because, like you said, we're coming up on Survivor Series. Mania season is literally at the door. It's right there. So I got a feeling that maybe Triple H and the team is throwing out some wild cards here to kind of go ahead and set the menu, not the table yet, if you know what I mean. It's like when you go to a restaurant, you pick up the menu, you see what's available, but the dishes haven't come to the table yet. So I'm excited to kind of see what they do to build off each and every last one of these matches as we prepare for, in my opinion, this is going to be one of the biggest Mania tours, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, going into Mania this year out in Philadelphia.
It's the Triple H effect, because he has been given the reins completely. It's Vince, you stay out of it. It's finally fully creative 100%. Control for Paul Levesque. And it's the Triple H effect right now. That's why I totally agree. This is going to be the best road to WrestleMania we've had potentially ever when it comes to wild cards and storyline build. Absolutely. I really feel that, and at least in a very long time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited.
Decade plus.
I'm excited.
Since we'll have this kind of build, I think.
All right, we got a couple comments in here. Bass Clark says $50 says Big Khali shows up. Okay.
I'm tempted to take that bet because we don't have Brock Lesnar on the card for the first time ever in the history of Crown Jewel. So I'm tempted to take you up on that bet and take you $50.
Yeah, if he's there, he might be hanging around backstage.
He might be backstage.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a Vince booking. Him showing up is a Vince booking.
Yeah, and Vince ain't around for this. So all genre. I used to watch wrestling with my dad as a boy, and all the way up until he died in 2003 when he passed. So watching wrestling for 35 plus years. Yeah, all genre. We're kind of all in the same boat there.
May he rest in peace. It's been almost 35 years for me. So about the same time. I was 4 years old. I'm gonna be 39 in 2 months.
Man, definitely rest in peace for sure. Scent of the Bay, like that name. I remember going to NWO, WCW shows, me too, in the mid-'80s. Well, I wasn't live yet, in the mid-'80s at the Roberts Arena in Sarasota, Florida. Okay, got to meet Dusty Rhodes, Kevin Sullivan, and Michael Hayes.
So that's Florida Championship Wrestling, NWA Sarasota territory. That's Florida Championship Wrestling. Kevin Sullivan had the book back then. That was an exciting time.
That's dope. Bass again, Crown Jewel sits between a B show, pay-per-view, and a Raw or a SmackDown. I don't know if I agree with that one. To each his own for sure. I think Crown Jewel, well, you know what? In the previous past, I agree with you. But I think this year just kind of feels a little different. A little different.
I would have agreed in the past too. This is the hope for the change we've been seeing, is what you guys are hearing right now. Like, we're seeing the change, and it's generating even more hope that it stays this way.
Absolutely. And one last one before we get into the card. Crown Jewel is now treated like a fifth major premium line event after Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, but still doesn't give me the feeling the Big Four. I feel you on that, and nothing's probably going to ever give her the feeling of the Big Four, because as growing up, that's what it was. I mean, could you imagine at least one time in our lives, it was only Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. 4 pay-per-views the whole year.
And King of the Ring. We did have King of the Ring.
No, I'm talking about like back, like in the late
way back.
Okay. Yeah.
Because eventually we got King of the Ring, and then they started doing In Your House. Was how
In Your House, yes.
The In Your House would be
those
an
great. God, those were great. Those were great.
Hell yeah.
Those were great.
When I think of In Your House, I think of Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon because it was always one of them was the main event.
They were always there. And Diesel, Big Daddy Cool.
Yep. That was that era.
Yeah, dang, that's a good time. Maybe me and Ross will do some nostalgic conversations of In Your House. Sure. All right, let's go ahead and get into the card, you guys. I want to keep you guys waiting. Those who are very interested in our thoughts and opinions on what could potentially take place at Crown Jewel tomorrow, 2:00 Eastern time on Peacock. All right, so you guys don't be late for that. So I got these matches, Ross, in order that I think they probably would happen. So let's go ahead and kick off with the pre-show match. We have my guy, your guy, Sami Zayn against I'm having a brain fart because his eyes are
JD McDonough.
His eyes are messing with me. JD McDonough pre-show. What are your thoughts about this one with Sami and McDonough going into the pre-show?
Sami getting worked over for a while, with the inevitable strong finish, clean finish for Sami.
Yeah,
because JD's doing the classic proving ground, getting squashed, up.
Yep.
He's going through that on the main card right now.
Yep.
That's why he's not even fully accepted into the faction. That's
proving
kind of where it's at right now. So it's a proving ground for the faction storyline wise and for Triple H creatively. So I think he's got to have a good showing because Sami's such a pro. So that's what this is. This is a build him match where he's going to get to be showcased, but he's not going to win. He's going to lose clean.
Yeah, I think Sami, he's in front of the crowd that loves him out there. Obviously, if you kind of know Sami's background, he definitely has some ties out there. So it'll be great for that crowd to see Sami and experience Sami and for Sami to feed off that energy. But most of this is going to be for McDonough to be continuing to prove itself, build itself, kind of get his character in line, so to speak, as we get ready for Rumble and Mania and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to have something to do around this time of year. So, and it might even be with Sami. Who knows? All right. So I definitely agree.
Think about this. Think about the opportunity in front of JD here. It's going to be one of the hottest Sami Zayn crowds.
Oh, God.
It's the biggest crowd he's ever wrestled in front of, where he is against the biggest baby face in the company in that location.
Oh, yeah.
In that location, Sami's the biggest baby face they're going to have on the card.
Yep.
Okay. So it's a hot Sami crowd, big hot Sami crowd.
Heat, a lot of heat.
Big match under the lights feel. That's the ultimate position they could put him in, and they're kicking the show off on top of that.
Right.
So it's the ultimate position that they could put JD in to really build JD.
Yeah, and the energy is going to be high. Yeah, the energy is going to be high. Yeah, the energy is going to be high. This is the beginning of the show. Everybody's excited. Everybody's watching. So this is a great spot for JD. And let's see how he does against Sami, who I agree is going to win clean.
Oh, clean.
Right?
Yeah, clean.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into what I think this is. Well, we'll talk about it.
Well, if you go to WWE.com, I have the card pulled up on their website.
But what's the second match? What's the second
match is the WWE Women's Championship, Io and Bianca.
All right, let's go ahead and pull that up right now. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair happening at Crown Jewel. Now, Bianca lost her title at Crown Jewel. I want to say this was back in the early spring when she lost to Asuka. Surprisingly, at least to the entire WWE universe, that this was a shock. I know I was shocked watching it
coming.
I didn't see it coming. But you know, it depends on how much you kind of read what's going on behind the scenes and everything with Bianca to know if it's true or not, why she had to give up the title to she had some injury things to get cleaned up, and then she had some other opportunities going on out here outside of the wrestling ring, and she dropped the title to a very respected and legendary figure in Asuka. So if anybody was going to be there to accept that baton, I'm not mad that it was Asuka, but Asuka's no longer champion. Io Sky is now the champion after cashing in. What are we thinking? This is something very tricky for me. Do we think Bianca reclaims as we go into Mania season, or does the storyline continue and Io Sky remains champion? What do you think, Ross?
So what I think the long-term outlook with her is, because she had the opportunity, she needed to heal up, because it became the Super Bianca thing for the longest time. Like Bianca Superwoman, nobody can beat her. She overcomes everything.
Right.
And the fan base was getting kind of tired of it, getting a little restless with her. So it was good for her storyline long term. It's time to get her off camera for a while, get the belt off of her. She had it for so long. White meat baby faces, they come. You know, Super Bianca. It's a real thing that was being said.
It is.
So, but here's the thing. I think she's taken the belt off of Io. Io's been a placeholder. They wanted to give Io a little run, see what she would do with it, because they had some time. They had some in-between time to be a little playful with the storylines on what they wanted to do with the title until Bianca was ready to come back. I think Bianca's taking the belt back, and the build is to a Mania match with her and Jade Cargill, because they're really about to start the Jade Cargill build. And that's the big match for her. They got to get her ready for Mania with Bianca. That's my thoughts.
Got it. I do think Bianca takes the belt off Io Sky. A little part of me thinks that they could drag this storyline out a little bit more because of the Bayley effect. What effect is she going to have on this entire match? Now, does she get ready to build with Io Sky by sticking her nose too many times in Io Sky's business? That could be something separate between those two. But the Jade Cargill, is it going to be Bianca? Is she going to be the one, or does she go ahead and build with potential Rhea Ripley?
So I didn't want to bring it up till we got to Rhea's match, because I have a different build for Rhea.
And that's fine. I'm not going to dive into it. It's just my thought.
Tell your thoughts.
It's just Jade.
I'm different on it.
It's just Jade Cargill. Like, which one is going to be? Because in my mind, the way that I'm thinking, either option is blockbuster for Jade. Either option is blockbuster for her. So back to the match at hand. I think Bianca gets it done. I think she captures the title. It wouldn't shock me.
With a Bayley heel turn.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if that takes place. But I'm going to go Bianca. I think she's back. She's ready to get back to it. She's ready to run again. You got to put the title on her. She's been the most dominant female wrestler over the past, 3 years? After Charlotte kind of started, stepping back a little bit, she's been the most dominant. So put the belt back on her for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a Bayley heel turn, because Io's next story is the friction with her and Bayley.
Yeah, and that's going to run all the way into Mania probably.
So I want to throw this nugget out to you.
Go ahead.
And why I'm firm in my thought. I mean, anything can happen. I don't know.
Of course, we don't know.
Why I think it's Jade going to get built for Bianca is because they've already teased Rhea Becky 3 different times over the last few months.
They have.
The face-offs in the aisleways and stuff like that. That's Rhea's next milestone, is beating Becky at Mania, because there is no bigger woman in the industry. Not a Charlotte Flair. It's Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Respectfully, it's definitely Becky.
She's the milestone, because Rhea's their mega star.
She's
one of the biggest stars in the industry.
Yes, she is. We're going to talk about her for sure.
That's why they're feeding her all this bullshit. We'll get to her.
We'll get to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing WWE has Rhea's match right after Bianca's.
Yeah, that's where it all just makes sense to me, and that's where we're heading.
So here we are, Rhea Ripley in this free-for-all style of
this filler match.
Yeah, that's all that it is. I mean, none of these women on this card, Raquel or what's my girl name that with Ronda Rousey? Her name slips me. The
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler. Like I don't see anybody. No one. I mean, it probably can get a little funky with what's my girl name right here down the left? I'm having a brain fart.
Nia Jax.
It probably could get a little funky with her because she's such a powerhouse, and she's
such a stiff worker. Though I feel bad for everybody that works with her.
She's hurt a lot of people.
She's
hurt a lot of people for sure. She ruined that match with Becky and Charlotte back at Survivor Series 2 years ago. But anyway,
she hurts damn near everybody. That's why she got rid of her. She was hurting everybody.
Yeah, and now she's back. So, I mean, let's go ahead and get to it. Rhea wins.
Clear. But the only thing I'm hopeful for is more build for Zoe Stark, because I think Zoe Stark's a potential star in the future.
She has potential.
I like Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I like her energy,
the character, the personality, the moveset.
She's a good worker.
She's really good.
She's a good worker. Yeah, I think
the Trish Trish was the right move in the storyline with Becky to really bring her into the limelight. Like, look, she's really good, and we want to make sure y'all see that she's really good. So now she's off on her own because everybody got to see her get featured. That's where I'm at with Zoe Stark. I just want to see her have a good showing.
I think she'll have her spot with Rhea. I just think Rhea is a megastar, like you just stated. I mean, she is top 2 or 3 in all of WWE as far as a draw, in my opinion. Every time I personally watch Monday Night Raw, where's Rhea? I want to know where she's at, what she's doing, what's going on.
She's too good.
She has really blossomed into this like mega figure, and I'm happy for her because I remember all the way back to the NXT days when she was going from blonde hair to dark hair and gothic to non-gothic, and I remember all of that. And for her to find her niche and the Judgment Day alley-oop that Edge was able to provide for her before everything kind of went left with that, did she not take it and run with it, man? Like, she really has made Judgment Day, and no disrespect to Dom or Finn or Damien, but she's really allowed Judgment Day to rise and stay up here for sure.
Well, that's why the whole Cody's poking that she's the leader, because it's obvious, and they're showing she's making the moves for everybody. It's all the stories. Like, beautiful. I get it. People get tired of it. Opens with Judgment Day every Monday, and it's all, we run Monday Night Run. It's the same old song and dance. Yeah. But anybody that's really having an open mind and paying attention week to week, it's a constant evolution of Rhea's story. It's not the rest of them. They're supporting cast. It's Rhea's story, because Rhea's their next Charlotte Flair. Rhea's their next Becky Lynch for the next decade.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All Genre says, in his opinion, Io has to retain with the help of Damage Control. He disagrees with both of us, but then he goes into, you can have Bianca win clean at Royal Rumble and have Jade win the Rumble to set up. Yeah, I
Jade's gonna win the Rumble.
She's gonna win it. I think
she's gonna have some like holy shit shock moments. Like, I think she surprises Becky Lynch. She's gonna get a clean win on Becky Lynch early. Before Rumble, like in the next.
They're going to set it up like that?
I think that's how they're going to introduce her. Like, she's going to catch Becky off guard.
Okay, I got you.
Becky did to Bianca.
I got you.
It's going to be a quick squash with her flexing after. It's going to be a jaded. It's out of nowhere. It might even be the handshake blindsider like Becky did. I really think it might not be Becky, but if you really want to make an immediate holy shit impact, that's the holy shit immediate impact. Is a clean squash of Becky, quick.
How can they build that though? Like, how? When
you surprise people with it. You can't.
So would this have to be something on Monday Night Raw?
Be her first match.
Do you think it's going to be a Raw thing? Do you think yeah?
I think so, because they can't have a build. It's got to be a calling out. I've beat everyone kind of thing. I don't know.
Who's left in the back, and she comes out.
Yes,
got it.
That's what I think.
I got
you can all tell me you got it after, or rub it in my face if it don't happen. But
I mean, yeah, like
that's kind of where I'm at with it, because it's like I sit here and constantly try to, because they have such a potential megastar in their hands here.
Oh God,
or the Rhea and Bianca crop for the longevity. That the biggest impact because it's obvious that she's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, definitely.
Convince me anybody else is going to win the Women's Rumble.
Yeah, she is.
Cargill. Because that's going to be her ticket to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but they have to get her ready for Mania, because it's not the AEW stage. It's not the same thing.
No. This is big time.
So they have to really put a spotlight on her fast, and that's the fastest way, I think, to make her impressive and people take her real serious that aren't familiar with her from AEW. She's
going to bring a lot of interest, just like we had about 3-4 years ago when we had Becky, Charlotte. When Ronda was hot, hot. Yeah, like when they main event at WrestleMania, like, this is the most interesting the division is shaping out to be. And then you got to think, you still have Charlotte Flair, who's active right now. We didn't even mention her name. So due to the fact that you have the emergence of these superstars in the women's division, I think the WWE and Triple H are really hitting it hard right now, and I think Mania has the potential to be quite possibly the biggest night in women's wrestling of all time. like the biggest night. And I'm gonna love and enjoy watching us get to WrestleMania.
So before we move on, real quick, I'm glad you brought
sure.
up Charlotte because she's my plan B booking for Jade. Is she squashes Charlotte instead? It's got to be one of the two because they're the two. That's the women's industry. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. That's it. That's the top of the mountain.
I think Charlotte, and it's you can see it. I think Charlotte's at a spot right now where they're going to set her up to pass her father. To win. They're gonna set that up. But I think right now, I think everything's just kind of smooth running for Charlotte. Just kind of smooth.
But here's the only thing. Just think about this for a second. With Becky, I think it's a quick squash surprise. With Charlotte, because she's so athletic, they would have an actual match where it blindsides everybody that she beat Charlotte clean.
I think that's probably the better route.
Because then they can showcase, because that's where you got to give Charlotte her due. Who's a better performer in the ring overall in the world of women's wrestling?
You ready for this thought?
Who?
Are you ready for this thought? I just had a pop in my head.
Hit me.
What if Jade and Becky do have their thing and Jade gets the NXT title off Becky?
It's already gone. She don't have it.
When did she lose it?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, at that pay-per-view?
Yeah, Halloween Havoc night 1.
I missed it, man. And damn, I missed it.
Lyra took it. Yeah, she put her friend over because they're from the same place.
Yeah, they are friends. I did not.
Yeah,
that's my bad on that, guys. My God. Yeah. I mean, I didn't hear anything about Halloween Havoc.
Yeah. Well, you don't watch it
after it took place. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's on me. Yeah, that's on me. It's all good. Okay, well, scratch that. Forget I ever said it. All right.
So I think it's got to be one of the big fish.
Okay.
They can't start her off just randomly squashing Natalia, and you know what I mean. Okay. It won't matter.
Yeah. No, that doesn't matter. No, and then no one cares either.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's next on the card?
So the next on the card was Cena and Solo. The women's the Rhea's 5 ways, the third to last match. We kind of jumped around. But let's do Cena and Solo. That's next on the card.
John Cena and so for some reason doesn't want to load. So let's go ahead and go into it. That photo is just going in circles here. So John Cena. I don't know why. John Cena, Solo Sikoa. What do you think about this? John has been around due to the writer's strike out in Hollywood, been hanging out back at the home field, so to speak. The writer's strike is not over. They're still working out some things, at least on John's side of things, and he's going to be hanging around, looks like, for a little bit longer. He's building this thing that he hasn't won a match in 2,000 plus days and all of this, and he's going up against this Solo Sikoa, who is continuing to gain steam. I mean, they've done a great job with building Solo over the past year. What do you think? Do you think this, number one, I don't think this match is necessary. Number two, where are you at with this, with John and this whole I haven't won a match in 2? What is this leading to, in your opinion?
It's to make people try to have some interest because they've touted him the greatest of all time. I understand the argument, but John Cena is not the greatest of all time. He's the greatest merchandise seller of all time. That's what he is. Yeah. Big match John. I get it. I respect John Cena. Not knocking John Cena.
No.
But work in the ring matters just as much as selling and working the crowds and the mic. Now, the mic, top 3 of all time. I'll give you that.
Oh, God.
There's an argument for greatest mic ever. There's an argument.
Yeah.
I get it.
Very good, man.
Above the Rock. There's an argument there. There's an argument.
Oof.
But with that said, there's an argument. So with that said, I think the hype is to build to he's still going to put Solo over. Solo still wins this match. I think they have to keep Solo has so few losses that they have to keep that going because he's the enforcer of the bloodline. And if he's the wrecking ball, that he's the last step to get to Roman Reigns, he has to win 95% of the time. And I think if John's going to hang out longer, now this sends him into a spiral of what he needs to do. And it furthers that depressed, I can't catch a break, John Cena. I just don't see a situation where John wins here because the better plan is to continue to build Solo.
Yeah. I mean, Solo's going to win this match. I don't know if Solo will win this match clean. I fully expect Uso to get in there, and
Jimmy's going to be around.
Yeah, he's gonna get in there. He's gonna make it a little muddy for John. I'm trying to see what WWE or who can WWE have available for John to build with someone going into Mania, because he's going to be on the Mania card. it only makes sense that he capitalizes off his appearances here. I think John doesn't, and I love how John got LA Knight and introduced LA Knight into the title picture and the main event picture when him and Roman had their stand a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown. But I'm confused because I don't know who is out there. They tried it with Theory and it didn't work. And I'm just going to be honest. I love John. I think John's top 10 all time.
I think he's top 5 all time. Yeah, I just don't think he's number 1.
But I'm just going to be honest. My feelings. There's no place for him here.
No.
Like, he shouldn't be on this card. Is there someone else deserving? Where's Gunther, for crying out loud?
Well, and I'm with you, but John's a draw. That's the thing. John's a draw. He's here. He's available.
I know.
When's the next time we get him? I get why he's on the card.
I know. He hasn't done the Saudi Arabia.
He's old school in his mentality where he's going to do the right thing. He's putting this kid over.
I got it, man. I got it. But the fan in me, with no disrespect to John, it's like, come on. Someone else deserves this spot and build him up like Gunther. Like, dear God, who's had a bigger year than him? I mean, this guy is a wrecking machine. And it kind of makes me sad that, wow, we're not going to get a chance to see the Intercontinental Champion on this Crown Jewel card. But I digress.
But he will be at Survivor Series in a strongly featured match, though. That's the thing. So
I know.
Because you got to remember, Charlotte's not here either.
She's not.
About her. She's not on the card either.
She's not. I get it. But I get it. I get how it
greatness
goes.
On a different level. He's building his greatness. She is greatness.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. So Solo wins. Uce gets involved. Makes it a little muddy. I'm sure Paul Heyman shows his face or something.
Well, he'll be out there with Solo, but Jimmy's going to interfere. Of
course. And then we're going to get the 1, 2, 3, and then we'll see what John does with his 2000 and something day streak of not winning a match. Yeah. All right, where we at next, my friend?
The American Nightmare and Damian Priest.
There it is, right there. Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, El Senor, Mr. Money in the Bank. What are we thinking, man? I know you're a big fan of Mr. Cody Rhodes.
I'm a Cody Rhodes mark.
Yes, you are.
I'm a Cody Rhodes mark. I popped and almost teared up a little bit when he came out at WrestleMania because I was so ready. I knew it. I was so ready because Cody was not appreciated in AEW.
Sad.
Look, I hated Cody at first. When he was young, I didn't like Cody.
Oh, he was
dashing
terrible.
Cody Rhodes. I hated Legacy Cody, but dashing Cody Rhodes I was into. Stardust, I felt bad for him.
Oh, God.
I got the sympathy play with Stardust. And then when he went in the Indies, Cody Rhodes.
He blew.
I'm a Cody Rhodes guy. That's when I'm a Cody Rhodes guy. Just like I was an AJ Styles guy, which I still am. But that was non-WWE AJ Styles. That's a Mount Rushmore wrestler for me.
He was fantastic.
So AJ, but that's how I felt about Cody is my point. So yes, I'm a big Cody Rhodes mark, big time Cody Rhodes guy. So that's where I'm super torn because traditionally the Money in the Bank winners lose, and then cash in. But that's Vince booking, and Vince is not booking. And they've really been building Damian Priest as a main event player here. And a win over Cody Rhodes is huge, but they've made Cody Rhodes damn near bulletproof. So it's such a tricky one. Like every other week, he's got some new work injury, that they're working the crowd that he overcomes and win the match. Ever since he tore that pec and did the Hell in the Cell with Seth, they're like, oh, you got to get hurt every time you have a storyline.
You're done every week.
You're always hurt now. And you just persevere. Unreal.
Yeah.
But they've already teased that the plan, no matter what, plan A, depending on the Rock, plan A is Cody Rhodes and Roman at Mania. Because they've already did the face-to-face recently. So we might have a back-to-back Cody Rhodes Rumble winner. So that's what I'm saying. So because of this, it's hard to say that we don't get a Cody Rhodes win here. And the reason I think we get a Cody Rhodes win is a pissed off, frustrated he didn't get it done. Damian Priest walks out the World Heavyweight Champion later in the night.
Yes.
I think tomorrow's the cash in.
I think tomorrow as well is the cash in. Yes.
I think they try to stop him to get smart. Rhea comes out to try to stop him. No, don't do it. It's not time.
Will not happen.
Fed up with Rhea speaking for him. And he goes, he does it on his own. He cashes in. He walks out holding that title up.
I'm the leader now.
And she reluctantly gathers them in the ring and they join to celebrate because she's like, damn it, he didn't listen to me. But we're a unit. Let's go celebrate with. I think that's kind of the way this is going to play out for Damian tomorrow.
It's
I
beautiful.
think this is the big push.
It's beautiful. It'll be beautiful to see it play out that way. And I think Triple H.
They're going to protect Cody.
Well, of course, yeah, and you can see the two-way street here. Cody ain't losing, okay?
No, because they got to make him 10 foot tall and bulletproof to beat Roman.
Well, you have, yeah. If he's going to be Roman, if he's going to face Roman, depending on whatever,
you got to damn near put a bullet in him to beat him, kind of thing. You have to have him that way.
Damien would literally have to chop off his arms.
That's the way they created the arc of Cody Rhodes. It's just so it's like, how do I pick against him in any match? Look at the Brock Lesnar arc.
Yeah, so with Cody, exactly. So with Cody not losing this match in any way, I actually think that the match is somewhat of a man, can we get this over with type of match, because they want to see what's going to happen with Damien later on. Don't get me, no disrespect to Cody's one of the biggest stars in the world, and he has been. And this match is going to give you the feel and everything once the match starts. But we all know that we have some ulterior motives here in this match. And that ulterior motive, going
to get Judgment Day interference, and that's the Jey Uso appearance.
Yeah, and so you're going to get a lot in this match. You're going to get a lot in this match. I think you're going to have the entire storyline show up in this match with Cody.
Finn will be there. Dominic's going to be there.
It's going to be a free-for-all. This is going to be the free-for-all of the night. Cody ends up getting the win over a misfire, so to speak, from Finn or Dom or
because he's good. That's why Damien. That's why I said I pissed off Damian Priest, because he's going to feel like they costed him the win, and he's like, I'm going to get this damn title instead.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that. So,
and he's gonna.
Cody wins. Damon's pissed. Everything how you laid out for sure. I'm just going to kind of add on a little bit here. I think the whole Rhea's the leader thing is going to be perfectly put on display here.
It's driving him. They've shown it's bothered. Since when do we speak for each other? That was last week, right?
Correct. Yeah. So this is going to set the table for, I'm assuming the next match on this card is the World Championship match. Am I wrong?
No, because we still got a few more.
Really?
No, because next we got the crowning of Logan Paul.
Oh, I'm ready for this. So I got to take the lead on this one. There it is. Oh yeah, my guy. Logan Paul.
I think he's winning.
Logan Paul versus the legendary Rey Mysterio. That's how I always said his name coming up as a kid. Junior. Let's get to it. All right. Logan Paul wins.
Go ahead.
Logan Paul is going to take the strap off.
That belt is going to be on Impulsive the following day.
He's going to be on McAfee on Monday with it. He's going to be everywhere he possibly can, hoisting the United States Championship. And
WWE is an ambassador.
I am going to love every second of this guy being hated, booed, talked about left and right by anybody who listens.
Be headlines everywhere. It's going to be reaction videos, YouTubers that hate him. It's going to be everything.
You name it. ESPN.
And that's what WWE wants.
They want it.
Hell yeah. Give it to us.
ESPN, anything that has media.
Yep. That's what Triple H is going to say. Here's the belt. Go have fun. Go make Papa proud.
Go do your thing, buddy. Go do your thing. And you know what? I'm going to say this potentially is match of the night.
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah. It's going to be great. Everybody can shit on Logan Paul all they want. That man is a natural.
Great performer.
He is natural.
He is a great performer. I'm not going to say he's a great wrestler. I'm going to say he's a great performer.
Yes.
His athletic ability, God.
He's starting to get the mic a little more, too.
He is. He's getting better.
The crowd a little more, because they're letting him be a heel. Remember when they tried to make him a babyface? You can't make Logan Paul a babyface.
No.
He's one of the most hated men in the world. You can't.
Yeah, so he has to be a heel. So I think this is match of the night. I think Mysterio and Paul put on a really good match. I think this is going to be the match that if you're in the stadium, your oohs and your ahs are going to come from this. I think
possibly we get a Dominic interference because he's
you think so?
Logan are cool now. That's possible. I don't think it's just a straight up clean win for Logan, but it is a win for Logan. Because he's already started the heel finishes with Ricochet.
Could Dom really interfere?
Yeah, because they're tight. They done put that on display.
I know.
SmackDown that they're buddies.
You know what? He probably will.
I don't think it's a heel turn for what's it? Why am I drawing a blank?
For who?
LWO. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Golly, I am too.
The heel turn's not happened. They haven't done it yet for some reason. He was the ideal thing
Going up
was
against
having
Ray.
turn on Ray.
Yeah, going up against Ray.
Yeah, but why am I drawing a blank on his name? I know his name. My God, I feel
that's
terrible.
not gonna. He's not gonna turn here.
Not here. No,
not here.
It's not going to happen here.
It's not going to
drive me nuts. I got to go.
Sure. While you find that, I think that Logan is
Santos Escobar.
Yes, Escobar.
Yeah,
this is the spot for Logan Paul. You're going into Mania, Rumble, all of those things, and you got to build him up for. We're talking about a mega match against somebody. Get somebody at WrestleMania for that United States Championship, and you got to start building it now. So I'm gonna go.
I got a fun one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Randy Orton.
Holy hell!
Just think about it with me. Just saying his name of why in the storyline, the why for why he goes after Logan Paul. How dare you come in here with no respect and all this? I've done this. I'm this and.
Holy hell, could you imagine?
Because those styles, Randy works great with these athletic guys. Remember
he always has
with Seth and all that?
He always has.
Who's the next guy that can make the most creative RKO spot?
Paul. Damn it, Ross.
This is what I do, man. I am a fucking huge, sorry for the F word.
No, you're fine.
I'm a huge wrestling mark, and I'm always fantasy booking and thinking what makes sense here.
I had a whole nother outlook for Randy when he returned.
He's got to do something, and they're not going to put him in the title picture with
no
Cody and all that. So
no, you know what? That would be awesome, man. As a wrestling fan,
because I know the obvious was to work, turn heel on Riddle when he came back, but they released Riddle.
Yeah, so he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. And I would have loved to see him turn heel on Riddle.
That would have been great. I mean, that's what everybody's been expecting for the longest time.
I would have loved
to come back. And he's going to turn on him. While I was gone, you should have been doing this.
Yeah, I would have loved
the obvious storyline, right?
But Riddle screwed that up.
Yeah. Dumbass.
Okay, so yeah, Logan Paul, we both agree Logan Paul is going to be your next United States champion, and let the fun begin.
And
new. So what we got?
One of two in my mind already booked title changes.
That's right. It's the second one. Yes. We got Bianca claiming and being Raw Women's Champion, and then we have Logan Paul being the next United States Champion. All right, what we got next on the slate according to WWE?
Next was the Women's World Championship, the Fatal 5-Way.
Okay, so we did that one.
We covered that already. So next it's World Heavyweight Championship, Seth and Drew.
Boom! There we are, Mr. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I am super intrigued with this matchup. Talk about a clash of styles. With this match, I just want to say this before we get started. When it is all said and done, Seth Rollins will be the greatest adapter to anything possible that they can throw at him in the history of wrestling. I saw a YouTube video from when he first arrived to the main stage to where he is now, the many characters, everything he's done, and I sat there with my mouth like, what? Like, just the way the montage had went down, this guy is so adaptable, babyface, heel, in between both, whatever it is that he has going on. He is the most adaptable superstar that I can remember. I remember them trying to make Austin a heel. It just didn't work. I remember them trying to make The Rock a heel outside of his charisma on just treating everybody like trash with the mic. It didn't work. Hollywood Rock didn't work.
That's why MJF's a babyface now, because it's just the audience will not allow him to be a true heel.
Not, like Cody Rhodes will never be a heel. He can't. John Cena, they want John Cena to turn so bad. He can't.
When he was working the card with Cody, it's like Cody's the hottest babyface, but guess who's the second hottest babyface?
Yeah. They
sing his song in every arena. That's not piped in music. If you look at the crowd, they are singing.
So I just want to give Seth Rollins his some flowers, so to speak, before we get into this match with McIntyre. So Ross, what are we thinking,
man? Before you do that, I just want to say one thing. Randy said CM Punk, I think he should face Logan. I can't fantasy book Phil unless he actually shows up in the company. I'm holding that thought until Survivor Series comes and goes, because that's the time. If he's coming, it's then. He's not coming if he doesn't show up.
Yeah, because it's in Chicago.
Yeah, they're either having him come in Chicago or he's not signing with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do it then
the
reports are true that they're just not interested.
It has to be Chicago.
So I just wanted to touch on that real quick because I've been seeing it and it's been like, man, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to sit here and fantasy book Phil because you really don't know. They're trying to play. I think they're trying to turn everybody away and keep it close to the vest. But no, we don't want it. We're not doing it. Oh, Impact might. I think that's what's going on. But
you're right.
We won't know till the whole crowd at Survivor Series is chanting CM Punk all night.
And if we hear that music, good Lord, can you talk about the roof blowing off? That's
going to be a bigger pop than he got at AEW when he showed up.
That's of course, yes. It's going to be yes.
So all right. My apologies.
No, man. Please stop it, man. We're talking wrestling. Yeah. So what we got going on, man? Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship.
You want me to book the finish or you want me to go the whole way through the match?
Let's just get to the finish, man.
Okay. So Seth is going to win.
Yes.
And the slow roll heel turn Drew's been getting is going to be post-match severe beatdown. Damian Priest music hits. They meet in the aisle. He does one of these.
Go ahead.
Easy cash in.
Mm-hmm.
Set, straight to heaven. His choke slam. What's it called? South of Heaven. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Seth's struggling to just get up like, oh shit, look on his face.
Yeah.
That's the way that ends.
I think
it's going to be the McIntyre post-match beatdown after a loss.
So let's go off the grid a little bit. Seth's hurt. He's banged up. Seth has a lot of things. He has a lot of things that he has to get situated. And why not now? Have Seth beat Drew. Drew turns, absolutely annihilates Rollins, sells it all the way the best that he can. Steel chair, just Claiborne after Claiborne.
Dog shit out
just whatever he wants to do to Rollins, you sell it over. Damian comes in and he cash, and Rollins literally has to be peeled off the mat. And then we don't see him again until Rumble or Elimination Chamber, or if he's ready.
He'd be a surprise Rumble entrant, I would think.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've been reading like his back is jacked, but they're saying that he has to have some simple cleanup to his back. So I'm guessing maybe, I don't know if it's bone spurs. I don't know if it's just some discomfort from how he's moving around. I don't know, but I've been reading, and of course, these dirt sheets, you don't know if they're accurate or not. But I've heard Seth talk about it when he showed up on certain podcasts that I listened to. He's jacked up.
He's been running hard for a while.
His shoulder, his back. So I think from now, what are we in? Early November, Crown Jewel. And then he goes and does whatever he needs to do, rest or whatever's going to be required. Because I don't know if he needs surgery. I don't know. But if he just needs some time to heal up, to rest up, let him go. Let him go. Let him have his time. And let's get ready for Mania if he possibly can by returning back to the Rumble. So I think that just kind of opens up everything that you need. And Damian Priest cashes in. And he is your new world champion, because I know Triple H, Paul Levesque, I know that he wants to see, can Damian carry it? And I think all of us are wondering, can Damian carry it? And when I say carry it, I mean what a champion looks like, how a champion sounds, a champion's matches. All those things are taken into consideration. I mean, look at the guys who hold these belts. I'm talking about the world championships and the WWE title. These men, for the majority, you
have transitional champions and you have the champions.
And you have the guy. So is Damon going to be a transitional champ, or can he prove to hold it down on Monday Night Raw and put on great matches? And
I think they're giving him this is his audition for a top guy long term.
It's a shot. This is shot. How do you feel about Damian Priest? Like, how do you feel about him?
I think he delivers.
Okay.
I do think he can deliver. I got to give it to him. The man is good. He's well thought out and executed with his moveset. His timing's really good. He looks like he's not out there throwing potatoes. He's throwing pillows. So I'm serious. That's a great worker. Getting hit by a pillow, not a potato. Yeah. That's what you want, Yeah. I think he's gotten much, much better on the mic. I think the best thing in the world ever for him in the business was the Judgment Day, because it really put him on another level. And and being able to carry Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico that way really opened everyone's eyes, because he carried a celebrity to a freaking 5-star street fight weapons match.
What a night! What a night that was, for sure.
Because Bad Bunny gets the praise, but those that are really into business understand Damian Priest did this. This was Damian Priest.
Absolutely.
That's why he's got the push. That's why they gave him the briefcase. That's why he got a custom briefcase.
El Senor.
Yeah. Senor Money in the Bank. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really think this is it. I like to see it. It also adds into the fracture in the Judgment Day, because he's no longer going to get told what he's going to do and can and can't do from Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to find that separation's coming.
It's time for the next layer for the Judgment Day. And the next layer is the eventual decomposing of the Judgment Day as we head into Mania. And this is just, to me, like the final piece, that the imploding, like every faction, the final piece is the imploding. And I think Damian, like we talked about earlier in this show, Rhea, they're telling her she's the leader. Everything that she says goes, this, that, and the third. And now Damian's going to look. I could just see it on Monday night. Rhea trying to gather everybody up for the next deal, and Damian just kind of looks down at the belt.
Yeah, it's going to be that.
Yeah, he just kind of looks down at the belt. Doesn't even say a word to her.
Yeah.
Doesn't say a word to her. Need to. And then he walks off because he's a champ. So it'd be good for WWE. If this is going to be the spot, I think this is perfect. I think it's perfect. And Damian deserves a spot. He's putting a lot of work.
I think he gets a real chance. And I think the obvious is a Seth rematch when Seth's ready to come back. I think he holds it until Seth comes back, because it's like, look at how you won. I'm healthy now. I'm taking my title back. The obvious storyline here, and they can go. That can start a rubber match, a long-term rubber match where they have a trio. Match.
It's an easy storyline, and I would be here for it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have gotten through everything except one match. And let's go ahead and get into it, because I have a lot to say about
I do too. So since we're going to be long-winded on this one, all genres bops, you can't have Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul, because a veteran needs to be with each of them. They're both too green. No matter how good they look and talented for celebrities they are, you need a veteran in the ring with both of them. They can't. There's too much risk in one of them getting hurt if the two of them go try to have a high-profile Mania match. They would have to be severely limited by the producer of the match.
It'd have to be a wild match.
It's got to be a gimmick match or something where they can protect each other, but a straight-up clean, high-spot match that somebody's going to get hurt.
And I wouldn't want to see it.
Pro in there.
I wouldn't want to see it.
No. It's the thought of it's cool, but when you really look at the schematics of it,
it's not good. It won't be good. Shout out Randy, man. They need to hire Ross and Dedrick dudes have like the same vision for matches that I had for Game of Thrones season 8.
I appreciate that.
Shout out to you, man.
I don't get to really talk about this like this in my streams. We do a little bit here and there in my live streams, but not like this.
Thank you, Randy. Just subscribe. Really enjoyed this. I appreciate it, man. Me and Ross will be having a lot more conversation from the wrestling world, so stay tuned for us for sure. And I want to highlight this from all genre. Put a world championship on Gunther in 2024. Man, listen. I don't.
Damian Priest challenger, right there, because they're both on Raw.
But here's the thing: if he challenges, I want Gunther to win it.
I
want Gunther to win it. I don't want.
He can't be bulletproof.
I know,
because he's got to lose the IC title first for that to even be a thing.
Does he really?
It's not going to be a title for title thing.
Okay, all right.
No, they got to build another Intercontinental Champion. They have to. And the obvious, they're showing that it's supposed to be Gable, which he's great in the ring, but it's an underdog thing. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm saying that's what they're showing the audience they're trying to build to.
I don't want to see that. I want to see Gunther go down in a blaze of fire, dripping blood from head to toe, because he deserves it.
As a fan, there's a lot of things I want that they don't give me.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, you're right. I do see Gunther and potential.
Well, it's gonna be him and Damian are gonna cross paths. That's an inevitable storyline.
Yeah, they have to. All right, let's get to it, y'all. The main event of Crown Jewel. tomorrow night, 2:00 Eastern time on Peacock Premium
I
Live
can't
event.
wait to see if we're thinking the same thing for the finish.
Here we go.
Wait.
Can't wait. Looking forward to this matchup. Here we go. The main event. We got my guy Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the WWE.
With everybody saying,
yeah, LA Knight.
Yeah. Dummy. My wife's like, what the hell is he yelling for? I guarantee you.
So, Ross, this is one of the most unique spots that I have seen in quite some time, with just the development of LA Knight over the past year.
Because we're watching him develop in his own, because he's fumbled a couple of times on this big stage.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's sharpening up. Like, I don't want that to happen again.
Possibly the hottest man.
The hottest mediocre worker I've ever seen
in the industry.
I'm here for the hype. I love the gimmick. He is a mediocre worker
in the industry.
Roman's about to carry his ass.
LA Knight.
What's about to happen, guys?
LA Knight, man. So much energy in this match. The build has been very short, relatively short for this match. I mean, was it 3 weeks ago?
It was
when Cena and
it's
Roman.
Impactful. They're putting the rocket ship on the guy because the audience wants him to have it.
No. They're doing Paul Levesque is doing the right thing here.
Yeah, he sure is. Because Vince would have buried his ass. Vince was going to bury Gunther, remember?
Yeah, I remember. Gunther was out of here.
Yeah, they were about to get rid of his ass. Look at what happened here, guy.
Yeah. So with LA Knight, and I get it, and a lot of people like to do the comparison to Daniel Bryan's run, and I disagree with that. I think Daniel Bryan's run in 2016, I believe it was. I still ain't seen nothing like that.
Because here's another thing. You cannot compare LA Knight to Bryan Danielson's work.
Great.
We're talking about a guy who's been argued as the best wrestler in the world for 20 years.
Yeah, great.
And I'm not talking about LA Knight.
No, you're not.
So it's a different work rate here.
Yeah, the hype is real with Knight, though. He has everybody literally, and I can't wait for the go home.
With everybody saying it's a real thing.
We got the go home show happening here in an hour and a half on SmackDown. So looking forward to see how everything shapes out before we get to Saudi Arabia. But let's go ahead and get into it. Roman Reigns has been the most dominant that we have seen.
I've heard rumors of he holds it past Mania. God, I hope they don't do that.
How
dumb. They want to break because Hogan's records next year. God, I hope they don't do that. Like, why'd you even hire Cody?
Listen, man. We got to step back for a second. Look at this guy. Look what he's done. I get what you're saying, but does he have to drop it at Mania if it's wrong?
He doesn't have to.
Can you see this continuing?
But if he doesn't drop it, let's say he gets to work a card with Cody again and The Rock, and he beats them both. When is there ever in the future another credible opportunity for him? What's he just going to retire an old man, the undisputed champion?
No, he's not.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you only get so many credible opportunities that people will buy.
But here's the thing with him, though. Is anybody out there that you can say is really ready to beat him outside of Rhodes? Because Rhodes has a storyline.
I'm saying it's Cody. Cody's got the story, and he's the hottest babyface in wrestling, and he's the current John Cena merchandise seller.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see once we get there. But what's going to happen?
It's not just being a Cody fan. It's like, if not him, who?
No. I agree with you. It has to be Cody, because if they bring Rock back, Rock's not going to beat him. Spoiler alert,
it doesn't make any sense.
Because he can't be champion. Like, you can't do anything with him. Like, The Rock would be there for literally 2 months, and then he has to go. So if that. So don't get me wrong.
I hope he doesn't come do it, because there was a time I really wanted to see it, but I think it only hurts his legacy if he loses to Roman because of the story. So? The story, yeah. No. The head of the table. Come on, man. In reality, no, Joe ain't no head of that family's table. Dwayne Johnson's the head of that family.
No. You're right about that.
You see what I'm saying? So in the storyline, it hurts the Rock legacy in the world of wrestling. That's what I believe.
I got you.
So since he can't win and it hurts him to lose, don't do it. is where I'm at. I wasn't thinking that a year ago. That's where I'm at now, though.
I'm gonna take a line from Mick Foley. I'll take a line from Mick Foley here. But think of the pop.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're right.
Think of the pop.
You're right.
All right, man. So what are we thinking? LA Knight, Roman Reigns, WWE World Championship, main event of Crown Jewel. How is this going to go, Ross?
Slow start and build like Roman always does. Methodical, talk shit to the crowd. I love the development of Roman Reigns over the years.
Beautiful.
All the things they didn't want from him, he evolved greatly.
Beautiful, man.
It's one of those things where the audience didn't want him shoved down their throat. Now they're so thankful that he was.
I know I am.
You know, look, he is that guy. He's not just a guy. He's the guy.
My camera. This is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I almost had a flashback.
Because I think back to the John Cena promo where Cena buried him. And you're not the guy. You're a guy. That's no longer the case. He's not a guy. He's the guy. You know, because that was like the greatest burial promo of all time. Cena got
that's not great.
Jesus he got him. He killed him. Yep. But then later, he got him back, and that's great. It shows the development, the maturity of the character and the performer.
Yeah.
So Roman Reigns is that guy, and he's not dropping this belt before Mania. The only chance is Mania. I don't know who else they're going to have to work with him, but what the goal of this is to see if they can continue to develop the LA Knight character, because he's in there with what is arguably the best big match performer in the business.
Hands down.
There's no bigger stage than a big crowd with Roman Reigns to see what you're made of and see if you can elevate from where you are, because he's that good. He's not going to let you make the mistakes. If you botch a little bit, he can make up for it
easily.
But if you can stay sharp, you can have a 5-star storytelling, emotional match, not high spot crazy, emotional, because that's what WWE is about, getting the crowd involved. And that's what Roman Reigns matches are. And there's no bigger emotion than the crowd's favorite guy, the flavor of the month, with the guy. Makes sense?
Well said. Roman wins.
Clearly. But what's your finish?
Here's my finish. I think it gets messy. Bloodline gets involved. I think Jay and Jimmy somehow, some way end up out there.
Mm-hmm.
Bodies are flying around. Solo's out there after beating Cena earlier. Cena shows up.
Come on, give it to me.
And Cena costs LA Knight the world championship against Roman Reigns. Inadvertently, the old good guy thing from John Cena. I didn't mean to do it to LA Knight. Pay-per-view, Roman and the gang, they're rolling out. Roman's holding the title, doing his little thing. LA Knight's in the ring and got his hands on his hip. John's trying to console him. And then LA Knight delivers on Cena. He delivers on Cena.
You know what that finish is?
What's that?
Somebody that doesn't watch NXT.
Okay, go ahead.
Paul Heyman was backstage showing his bloodline case to The Rock's daughter in a quick 2-second segment when the camera was passing by for the big NXT where Cena and Taker were on a couple weeks ago.
I saw that.
Ava slides in with a hoodie on like Solo did with a crotch shot on LA Knight, The Rock's daughter. And the only way this happens is if The Rock is actually going to do a little program, in the next couple of months, maybe December or something like that. But The Rock's daughter has already been on camera being courted by Paul Heyman. It's already happened in the last couple of weeks.
I saw it.
You did see it. Okay.
I saw it.
That's where I'm at with the finish.
I'd be shocked.
It's a stretch, but the seed was planted that's a real possibility here.
No, I'm with you. But I was gonna
but
say
it
this.
Only makes sense if The Rock is going to interject in the story, because if now you've involved my daughter, I have no choice.
So I was going to save this until we were done with the Crown Jewel, but we can go ahead and get into it because no disrespect.
That was your surprise.
Yeah.
That was my finish the whole time. I've been ready to talk about that finish.
So my we can go ahead. I mean, no disrespect to LA Knight. I think, like you just said, I think Roman, he's just a big game guy, big match guy. Him and LA is going to have their spots. The crowd's going to be into it back and forth. I think WWE delivers.
There's going to be some big false finishes to pump
big
up
spots. Well, Roman has those. I mean, do you remember the Kevin Owens Royal Rumble? Do you, bro? I thought that was 3.
I know.
That was 3. But Roman does it so well when you think he's done those kickouts. But anyway, here's my thing. I was going to tell you, I'm telling you this. I wanted to tell you this when we got to the end of this thing. I know that the Cody Rhodes story has to be finished at some point in time.
Right.
And it would be awesome to see him beat Roman, to have his moment, so to speak, under the sun. Everything that we know about the story, it would be absolutely awesome. But I say this respectfully. Even though Cody Rhodes is the hottest babyface right now in the world, and he's one of the hottest top 5 guys in all of the world, he ain't Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Fair. And if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been on the phone, and I believe that he has, I watched College Game Day on ESPN.
Oh, yeah, we all saw
3 weeks ago. And for him to be as dialed in as he was talking about the possibilities of returning, he ain't saying that for nothing. He ain't saying that for nothing. I saw the spot with Paul Heyman speaking to his daughter on NXT. The video was running rapid all over Instagram the next morning, showing all the wrestling pages that I follow. And here's my theory. I think when we get to Mania, when we get to Rumble, when we get to Rumble, that's a big Chicago stadium. I mean, not Chicago. That's a big Tampa stadium down here in Florida. You're out. The moment will be set for The Rock's daughter to possibly already be in line with Heyman. Roman's talking slick at the mouth. All of this stuff is going to happen. And I think we get Rock in Tampa at the Rumble some way, somehow, to ignite the feud for this year's WrestleMania. Rock and Roman. If it doesn't happen this year, it will never happen. It will never happen if it does not happen this year. I don't think Roman can carry this a whole nother year. It sucks for Cody, but I think that's just going to be Cody's reality, that he doesn't get that spot at Mania. He doesn't get it. I just think that The Rock is going to say, hey, this is bigger. This has been building up, this whole bloodline thing. It has to culminate somehow, some way, with The Rock being involved before Roman eventually loses at SummerSlam. Can this go to SummerSlam and Cody wins it there? Would it be the same? No, it won't be the same. But what do you do? What do you feel about that? What do you do if you're Triple
That's plausible. That's plausible because there's also a playoff of your booking here where it could be the next month's pay-per-view, because it all depends on the Actors Guild, because the WWE is no longer number one priority for John Cena and Rock. No, it's just not. They'll drop WWE in a bad habit for a $30 million picture.
Of course.
Quick. They don't give a fuck. Fuck wrestling. Yeah. It's the truth. You can't say you blame them. They get big paydays.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
So I think there's still room for that with Cody still, because in that same day, if Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble, he's not picking the World Heavyweight Championship. He's not. There's no storyline situation. He said it in the post match a couple months ago that's not my story. The World Heavyweight Championship is a great title. It's just not the story. The WWE Championship is the story. And I don't see it being outside of a Mania. And here's another little inkling for you. Dustin Rhodes' contract ends right around January in AEW. And this is a big if Cody Rhodes goes to WrestleMania and takes the title, you're going to hear, when he's celebrating, Goldust's music hit and him come celebrate, because the whole story is about the Rhodes family, not Cody Rhodes. The whole thing is about their dad. So his contract's up. He could do a cameo. This is a big if. This is a fantasy booking thing.
Yeah, sure.
There's timelines and contract situations that align for it to be a real possibility. But this is only if Cody wins the Rumble, and it's still not a definite. But I really think, based on the story they're telling, the story Cody has laid out, that's the ultimate, like, big cry on the biggest stage with Dusty Rhodes up on the screen, and
he deserves it.
I think it would be something like that. I think they're going to make it such a moment that it's one of the biggest moments in the history of WrestleMania. If he gets to do it. Does that make any sense to you?
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
it only makes sense to me because of the contract situation coming up.
I want to see Cody have his moment. And
But I'm totally with you on The Rock, because how do you argue against the Bloodline story? Because The Rock is WrestleMania. Rock doesn't do other things.
And then again, The Rock is the Bloodline. At some point in time, for Roman and he's already solidified Roman Reigns. He's already has his place in history in my book. He already has it. But he has to have this. I just think he has to have this against The Rock. I just don't see down the line
he's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't see me and you talking 5 years from now, and we're talking, man, damn, we didn't get to see Rock versus Roman. It just doesn't sound like that's something that we got to have a conversation about. So the fan in me, I'm on both sides because I really like Cody. I like Cody a lot, and I want to see Cody have his spot because I'm invested into the storyline.
I remember hard times, baby. That's hard times.
Great impersonation, by the way.
Hard times, baby.
But listen, the Bloodline has been the biggest story, in my opinion. I don't know what, since the NWO Degeneration X type of run, when Shawn and Hunter with Rude and China, and like down to the original.
But they didn't have the kind of dominance. They didn't have a dominant champion.
That's what I'm saying.
Hogan was the last dominant champion.
Well, and Hogan was NWO. Like when Hogan we already know the storyline, and stay tuned here on Sports is Live because we're going to talk in depth about the NWO.
Because even the Stone Cold run, the belt was going all over the place.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the comparison of the storylines, I think it has to happen. So I'm down for either or. But
we're getting one of those two, guys, and not necessarily the Goldust thing at the end. That's just a little extra emotion to make a giant moment for the road story.
Sure.
But it's either Cody wins at Mania or Roman beats The Rock at Mania. I think that's the only two stories here. I really do, because I don't think they beat Cody again at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania family ties.
Because I don't think there's another credible threat ever in the foreseeable future. Because if Roman doesn't lose it at Mania, even at SummerSlam, like who's it going to be? Like if he beats Cody twice, it's like who else would it be then?
Hey, I like look at this. I know this is not going to happen, but could you imagine? All Jarman says, "What are your thoughts on this? Rock and Roman night one.
I've heard
not
that.
Not for the title.
Yeah,
and then you get Roman and Cody night two. And Cody. Damn,
I've heard that scenario. I want to say Wrestle Talk talked about that not long ago. That was.
Do you like it?
I don't like it. I don't see Roman wanting to do that because the output in all of his matches. I mean, look at the schedule the man works. I just don't see it because if he does do that, he's gone for a while. That could happen, but if that does happen, you're not seeing either way for a while.
I think he's going either way after Mania.
Well, even if he wins, you won't see him for 2 or 3 months. But if he loses, you won't see him for 6 months to a year. He's going to take a long vacation because he's been carrying the company for 3 years.
I actually would pass out if that's the booking, but you'd screw over.
It's bad booking.
Yeah, it's bad booking because you'd screw over
booking. I think.
Well, you'd screw over Cody, and then you'd also take away from the
lessen the moment because it's like, all right, The Rock weakened him. That's how it could be viewed.
Yeah, so you're not going to do that. I guess just the fan to me, real quick, was like, Jesus.
I get it. Because the thing is, you would think, all right, there's a potential that they could do Elimination Chamber with The Rock, but The Rock's not going to do anything but WrestleMania. I get it. I understand.
He got that from Jim Cornette's podcast, which is a really good one.
There you go, because I heard it too. Because I haven't listened to Cornette. It's been a couple of months since I used to listen to Cornette all the time. Just the last couple of months, I pretty much like every day after I work out, I eat my post-workout meal and watch Wrestle Talk every day of my life.
Yep,
my routine.
Well,
the Wrestle Talk podcast,
absolutely,
and WrestleTalk.com and all that.
Absolutely, great podcast for sure. Well, guys, tomorrow afternoon. Remember, tomorrow afternoon, 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. Peacock. If you have Peacock, you'll be good to go. We'll have Crown Jewel 2023. This is going to shape up to, in me and Ross's opinion, if you're just tuning in and you want to watch the replay, we kind of set up what we thought and how we feel about just the setup of all these matches and everything on the card. And we kind of feel this is the pre-build to the build of what's to come.
Well, because you got big surprises coming in 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
Because
there's a lot
I can
happening.
tell you one thing you're not going to hear at Crown Jewel. You're not going to hear, I hear voices in my head. You're not going to hear that.
You're not going to hear that. They're going to save
They're
that.
not going to do that in Crown Jewel. They'll do it in Chicago real quick. They'll do it in Chicago, and everybody's going to be, oh, that was the surprise. And if CM Punk is indeed signed, he'll show up right after as the crowd's going to be excited to see Randy, but it'll be like, well, we're not getting filled. Damn. And then the TV scratch sound and living color play. That's the only thing. That's my thought process on how it happens. We'll see. We'll talk about this further in a few weeks, right?
We definitely will. So y'all stay tuned.
I want to leave you guys with that's what I'm thinking. If we get CM Punk, I think that's how it's going to happen, because we are getting Randy Orton.
Yeah, he's returning for sure. So we're excited, man. We're excited here on the Sports That's Live, Crown Jewel. Obviously, we're hoping it to be a fantastic event. And which I feel that it will shape up, and we will get our moments from Crown Jewel. And who knows? Maybe some out of the woodwork surprises. Maybe we call it down the middle. I don't know. We'll see. You got to watch, and we'll be back to talk about it. We're going to be building up, guys, for Survivor Series. All right. That is the next pay-per-view. Whatever they're going to be doing, War Game style, or whatever the theme is going to be.
You would think they would have already started hinting at a War Game.
But they have not.
They have not. Away.
They have not hinted.
I don't think if we get War Games announcement, I think it's going to be the go home show.
Tonight?
Like a last minute go. No, not tonight. I mean, go home right before Survivor Series, book the final card like the week before. I think that's their last chance.
I want to see War Games. I loved it last year, man. I loved it last year. The whole thing incorporating the old WCW vibe. I loved it. But you're right. They haven't been promoting it as that. And that leads me to believe maybe the surprises and maybe the stuff they have in store is just going to be greater than what War Games could provide for the thing. So we'll see. I think they're going to quickly get into Survivor Series on Monday. As soon as Crown Jewel is over, we're just going to go right into Survivor Series. So we'll see. So we will be watching.
Quick prediction.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting you because I just want to get your thoughts while I got you. Prediction for Priest's match at Survivor Series, or does he get left off the card? Because Roman's not going to be on the card, I don't think. Because Roman doesn't do back-to-back, especially 3 weeks like that. He typically doesn't. I'd be shocked if Roman's on the card. He's not advertised on the poster.
Well, so that'd be a letdown for me.
Two, so it would have to be either Priest or Seth or Drew, whoever wins. But we think it's going to be Priest.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's your?
I didn't think about that. I would have think one of the bigger pay-per-views that Roman would be there.
Well, they're not advertising him on the poster, and he typically doesn't, since he's going to be in Saudi Arabia and it's 3 weeks later. But I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I would think that WWE, for one of their token pay-per-views, somehow, some way, the WWE champion is involved, even if he's not in the match. I would hope. So we're going to find out very, very soon. Yeah, very soon if he's going to be. So you guys, make sure y'all watch SmackDown. What time is it? 6:49. So SmackDown will be starting in an hour and 10 minutes. Make sure you guys watch the final rundown as we get ready for Crown Jewel tomorrow. And again, me and Ross will be back to cover many things here as we open up the wrestling department, so to speak, here on the Sports That's Live. We're going to be talking some nostalgia shows. We're going to be having solo episodes dedicated to guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, the Macho Man Randy Savage, the NWO storyline. So many things that we can talk about, and we will be talking about it here on the Sports That's Live. The big time pay-per-views, AEW, the New Japan Pro Wrestling, all the stuff that all you underground wrestling fans are in. Ross has us covered on that for sure.
Oh yeah, because I brought it up. I said I do not just want to talk WWE.
No, we're gonna talk about it all. All right. Indeed. So thank you guys for just taking time out of your Friday to stop by and watch us live. We had a great crowd tonight. Tell
a friend that's in the football, basketball, sports in general, because this is just one small segment that's going to be on occasion on the Sports That's Live. Any of you that enjoyed this, let a friend know that's into football. He talks football all the time on here. It's mainly a football channel, honestly.
Yeah, we're going to cover everything.
Basketball's heating up right now, so it's more than just what we did here today.
Yeah, we are in the process of wanting to build this for a variety of any sports fan, whether you're basketball, football, wrestling, MMA, boxing, recruiting, and college football. We are going to make sure that we are going to be covering a lot of different things. So hit the subscribe button if that's something that you want to see and that's something you want to enjoy. Tell a friend that we're going to keep growing, man. So again, thank you, my guy, Mr. Ross Carlos, for coming.
I had a blast, man. Thank
you. Me too. This was fun.
I love doing this.
And I can't wait to do it again. All right. So
we do this on the phone, by the way.
We do.
We're telling you guys. This is an extended period of a couple previous phone calls.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so this was a lot of fun, and I've always wanted to do this. Ross has always wanted to get together, and we're going to keep doing it, guys. So, again, thank you guys for watching tonight. Thank you guys for taking time. If you're watching on the replay, hit that thumbs up. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to check out a new flavor of sports, so to speak, here on the YouTube with the Sports Desk Live. All right. So until next time, you guys enjoy the pay-per-view, enjoy SmackDown, enjoy anything sports related, and we'll catch you guys on the very next episode. Y'all be cool. Take care of yourselves, man. All right.
Yeah.
Acknowledge me.